Well, hey,
Hey,
good evening and welcome to the show. It is Tuesday. The Triple A's are back and we are here with Andrea, Anitra, and Miss M, Momo. I'm August, your host, along with them. So, guess what, guys? We have a lot of information to get out to you. And you know what? The first person that is bringing us that info, and she could go ahead and talk about it.
all
Introduce
right,
yourself.
y'all. So we coming up on the fall season, and which means we're coming into the midterms. And guess what? It's gonna be a lot of changes in the new year because they're saving the best for after the midterms. And so I want you to listen to this changes to Medicaid, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. All right.
On December 8th, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services issued guidance to states on the upcoming rule change on work requirements in the Medicaid program. It was earlier this year that the federal budget included a provision that people must prove they are working to keep their Medicaid with an effective date of January 1st, 2027. This is the first round of guidance from the feds to the states, with more guidance expected in the months ahead. In the budget, the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services call work requirements community engagement requirements, and it applies to people who are adults without dependents who are ages 19 to 64, not pregnant, and not entitled to or enrolled in Medicare Part A or B. To meet the work requirement itself, someone must do at least one or more of the following, and that is prove 80 hours of work per month or complete at least 80 hours per month of community service, or participate in a work program for at least 80 hours per month. You could also be enrolled in an educational program at least half time, or do any of the above in some combination that totals 80 hours per month. You can also have a monthly income that is not less than the applicable federal minimum wage, and also have to meet that work requirement. Pregnant women, former foster care youth, and American Indians are exempt from the work requirement. Also exempt parents, caretaker, relatives, guardians, or family caregivers of a dependent child who is 13 years old and under, or of a disabled individual. Certain veterans who are disabled are also exempt, as are people who are medically fragile or otherwise have complex medical needs. There are additional exceptions to the work requirement as well, and states do have some flexibility to grant short-term hardship exemptions from somebody having to prove work. The feds say they are using four principles to guide their policy development on work requirements. So that includes connecting members to work and the community, state flexibility, promoting alignment with other programs that have work requirements like SNAP, and protecting the taxpayers. And like we said, it's early. The effective date is January 1st, 2027, and this is just the first round of guidance. We do expect more guidance from the feds in the months ahead. You can read more on the new work requirements and Medicaid. We link to the guidance itself from the feds and other resources in the description below.
So everybody, so you hear that. It's big change is coming. And you need to ask yourself, who in my family is that going to affect? Sometimes in your state, it doesn't say Medicaid. It says HIP or mass care or this care or that care. So make sure you know who your provider is. The biggest thing is who's going to be exempt from being in. It should be with like people with cancer or people with major, mental health or medical problems. But even if you have stage 4 cancer, you may not qualify for the exemption for the work volunteer or school requirement. The other thing is the people who are exempt, I think is very interesting. If you are a substance user, active or not, you are completely exempt. But if you have schizophrenia or cancer, you may not be, depending on the severity and when you get your paperwork in and what state you're in. And I find that to be very odd and appalling. Also, you're going to have to probably qualify at least twice a year. So they're making it very difficult, and they're going to take a $900 million cut How is this going to affect our communities? We're only as well as the people around us. And so the midterms are coming up. You got to vote what you need, what you want to see coming, because this right here is going to be law, and you want people to be able to modify it. You want the powers to be aware of what you want. So you want to vote the people in that you need. And in order to do that, you got to show up to the polls and vote.
That makes sense. But I know you had a question in regards to who will these people affect? Who will these cuts affect?
And on top of that, is it going to, with the SNAP benefits and that and the rising prices, who around you are you going to have to check on, maybe help because they have to do things twice and they want to do it on the internet and people may not have access. So they're making it really difficult to have access. I am a medical licensed professional, although anything I say on this channel is just for information. What you do with it is your business, it's not medical advice. But I do want to inform you and keep you informed on the things that are going on in the medical field, especially when it comes to politics and this big beautiful bill that is really about to explode after the midterms, especially because they wait and because they want you to vote nice now, so they'll destroy you later.
So now is this for people's health benefits specifically that these rule changes, or is it all the benefits like SNAP and everything else?
So this is just Medicaid itself. If you're in Medicare, you're fine. If you're 19 to 64 and you have a dependent underneath you that is 13 or younger, you are exempt. If you have somebody that's severely disabled that you take care of, you generally are going to exempt unless they see some kind of caveat in it where you have a window, and you are required 20 hours a week to either volunteer, work, or go to school. The problem with that is if you work, you still got to stay under that $580 minimum for the month, because that's the minimum wage in my state anyway. And you're in a red state, you're really going to struggle because they're going to get hit the hardest. Blue states have a little bit of a a net, and so these are grandparents and cousins and friends, and there's very few exemptions. And then the fact that they have to have all this different paperwork, so it's going to affect a lot of people, and some people just going to lose their health care.
Wow.
It's very
Yeah,
scary.
it sounds like they're purposefully making it so difficult that people will just fall off.
And that's the thing, murder is the motive. And it's just like they want to thin us out, and the best way to do that is to starve you, don't let you get to the hospital, and make you stress. And who's that going to hurt? Mostly poor and brown people,
Mm.
people of
I'm look,
color.
I'm looking at this comment that Jamie made. He said Medicaid pays the 20% that Medicare doesn't cover. You still have to keep your bank account at 2K too. So they actually penalize you if you manage to save some money.
Exactly, because if
Wow.
you make more than that, then they count that as income. So if you're doing it once a year, so like I have family members that are involved in it, and they have to, do things, whether it's for HUD or SNAP or whatever, and you give them this pay stub for like 3 months. But let's say you work some overtime during that 3 months to get ahead, or you got a raise. Now they're gonna penalize you. They're gonna take things away. And so maybe you got it for a year and you're good. But if it's like what's the word I'm looking for? If it's like oh, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, if you have to do it every 6 months, then it's gonna make it that you have to get all this stuff together and gather it all together. So they want to make it more difficult for you to get it. And then if you get it, they're gonna reduce it.
Wow.
And it's
Wow.
all beginning January the 1st. So y'all gotta vote. You gotta get out there and vote.
Yeah, Lori said it was also going to affect 1 billion in Minnesota and California.
Yes.
That's a lot.
And then
That
in
is a lot.
Kentucky and Indiana, and some of these places don't have state taxes and things, so they don't have a lot of resources to dig into, and we're going to see people not going to hospital. And like I said, when they're sick, we're all sick.
It's a
Right.
lot of people that don't even have good transportation or good transportation systems. So to work 20 hours a week sometime or to even volunteer for 20 hours a week would take you 80 hours to do it.
Wow.
It's
Yeah,
going to
they
be
want 80
very
hours a month.
difficult
That's
for
what they want.
people. You're going to find a lot of hardships. A lot of these people don't have cars. They rely
And
on buses, and we have terrible bus system in Dallas.
we
Mm.
do too here. And the other thing is, once they do that, they have the rural areas because of all these cuts, they're shunting them and they're shutting down. So all these people got to get into the big cities. And so everybody's getting shunted in to the big cities. And so then what does that cause? Overcrowding, too many people in the ER because nobody has health insurance. So they go in the ER for their doctor. And
Right.
the other biggest piece of it is that it's this is the meaning of it. This is what they wanted to do. They're
Well,
trying to
Mm.
hurt you. And these are the very constituents that Trump and his regime claim to want to take care of. But it's hurting us all. You're not going to just hurt the brown people. You're going to hurt white people, black people, everybody. Because, like I said, our communities are already decimated, and this is just going to make it worse.
As
we
Jamie
talked about
indicates,
this subject once before, and what he is trying to actually do, because he said it already, that if we have to just go in the fields and work, that's what he's trying to do, so that you don't have to go out of your area, that you'd be picking the cotton and getting the boat off, the shrimp off the boats. And he knows this bill never was good.
The man said the medical field is getting worse by the day, and he's absolutely correct. So what I do to navigate it is I try to be the change I want to see in how I practice and do my job, and I try not to think about the global part of it, except for when I have to, because if I do, I'll get overwhelmed and dismayed. I won't want to go to work. So it's just it's a lot to think about, and I've covered this before, and I'll probably cover it again as we get closer to the new year, so I can remind you that these cuts are coming, and if um, you may need help, you may need to have another
absolutely.
alternative.
Absolutely. But I want to hear from our supporters and our viewers. Please put in the chat, will these cuts affect you or a
Right.
family member? Please put that in the chat. And also, we're going to make sure you like and subscribe. Please, we're
Yes.
asking. It is critical that you hit the like and
We're
subscribe.
out here, independent information, independent media. We're doing the best we can. We are activists, but we're not journalists. But we're getting the information out to everybody so you can rock your vote and know and be informed. And then some things are not going on mainstream, so you got to come here and other places to check it out. So please come back to Triple A's Plus M here on Our Voice.
There you go. We want to shout out Lizzie. Thank you for showing up on this Tuesday. Lori, Katie, Jamie, no angry army vet? Maybe she's running late. And if you see Jazzy, let her know that we miss her face, at least showing up and hearing a text. Can someone read what Lizzie has to say?
She said, so true at Jamie. Even with my insurance from work, the copays are horrendous that I avoid going to get things checked until I absolutely need it. Yeah.
I was and see, the problem is, so I am a nurse, just for full disclosure. We might as well go and get it out there now. But I'm an RN. Um, what's happening is people are coming in and they wait till they have five things going on and they show up and they want you to fix them all, but they're all so major that by that time it's just a cascade of things because everybody waiting, and unless if it doesn't hurt, they don't show up. It's not till it's bleeding, hurting, I can't walk, I can't work. And I get it because it's very expensive. And I talked to a lady last night at work, and she's a nurse. Her shoulder is messed up and she is going to get surgery. They called her the day before that, told her it would be Friday, told her it would be $2,000 out of pocket. She said yesterday they called her and told her, oh, we made a mistake. It's five.
Wow.
And she just looks dismayed and very sad. And she's just like, I can't believe $5,000. So what's the insurance for?
Mm.
Oh,
Nobody has $5,000 just to be throwing somewhere.
well, no. I mean, how are you going to have $5,000 if just to get the aid, you're not supposed to have more than 2,000? So
Right,
that's a little nuts.
right. And so this
So,
is what I say about America. They'll give you a handout, but they won't give you a hand up.
and that's what Jamie was indicating. And also, there was a question on a comment out there asking, what's the difference between Medicaid and Medicare? Medicaid is what they provide, Medicare is a supplement of it. So, Medicaid
It's
provides
once you get a
health
certain
care,
age, 65 and up for
exactly,
Medicare.
but Medicaid helps to give you like Part B, Part C, and so on.
And or if you're disabled or anything like that before the age of 64. And it's the ages of 19 to 64 that they're focusing on it. Can you imagine being 64 years old having no dependents and they tell you you got to go volunteer or work 80 hours a month and your gimp leg and your new hip? It's just it's disgusting and it's meant to hurt. It's meant to cause pain and and to hurt people and communities, and that's sad. But
Yes,
you
it
have to get
is.
out there. Maybe you didn't know, but now you know. So now you're informed. You got to vote your conscience and vote your demographic.
Right.
Absolutely. Before we go into the next topic, uh, please make sure you're liking and subscribing. Great question. Thank you for the interaction out there. And also, hopefully, people are understanding because it may not affect you right now, but I'm pretty sure it's affecting your neighbor or coworker or even people in your community. So please get the word out. Make sure they understand what's going on. The next topic up, I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but this is some serious mess.
The United States wants to get rid of the International Criminal Court. That's the court that deals with the world's worst cases, think genocide and war crimes. In the dock right now, for example, is Rodrigo Duterte, the former president of the Philippines set to stand trial for crimes against humanity. There are also outstanding warrants tied to the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. But the US says the court has it out for America.
As we speak, the ICC and its friends are waging a war against our country, not with bullets or missiles, but with statutes, compacts, and the force of so-called international law.
Here's the thing, though. The US isn't even a member of this court. It never signed on. And right now, there isn't a single case against any American anywhere near The Hague. So it begs the question, why is the Trump administration taking such issue with the ICC?
Well, that's one of the mysteries. You might understand it if the court had opened up an investigation of U.S. personnel or U.S. Military or something, but nothing like that has occurred. That may be a result of the fact that the United States has disengaged from international relationships, has pulled back its contacts, has pulled back from institutions.
The US is now threatening countries that depend on American aid with consequences if they continue cooperating with the court. But can the US actually dismantle the court? Alex Whiting says not quite. But
it has already sanctioned the prosecutor, the deputy prosecutors, and a number of judges. It is threatening to do more. It could sanction the entire court. Rubio has said that he will try to persuade countries to withdraw from the court. He may succeed with a handful of countries that are dependent on the United States that will choose to make that decision. So there's no question that the U.S. will not destroy the court. The court will survive, but it will be damaged by what the U.S. is doing.
So the US won't destroy the ICC, but damage, isolated, and cut off from American support, a court designed to hold the world's worst offenders accountable will end up weaker for everyone. The United States.
That's what you need to understand. It will make us weaker, absolutely weaker. Are you guys aware of this? And if not, talk back to me.
I didn't know anything about it. I know about the Hague, but I didn't realize that. Why are we even involving ourselves? We got other things to fry. Why is Rubio even on that?
Well, the
That's the
reason why
first
is
thing.
because they want to try Benjamin Netanyahu for war crimes. And and because of that, they are trying to get in where they cannot fit in. So here's the other half of the story so you get a better picture. And please comment out there if you know more about this or if you want to comment, please feel free. But listen up.
This ICC judge can't use his bank cards or book a holiday online because he's been sanctioned by the US for his role in approving an arrest warrant for Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In February 2025, Nicolas Guillou and 7 other judges from the International Criminal Court were put on a list of 15,000 individuals blacklisted by the US.
In this sanctions list, you have the terrorists from Al Qaeda, from Daesh, and you have international drug traffickers. And in the middle of that, now you have the judges of the International Criminal Court. With the sanctions, basically do not have any service from a US company. It can be the big platforms, Airbnb or Booking. For example, I made a reservation on Expedia. It was cancelled. And it's the same with credit cards, because in Europe, we use credit cards that are American. Visa, MasterCard, American Express. And in most countries, we do not have any alternative. We have a travel ban. We cannot go to the United States. The assets that we could have there would be frozen. And it's a prohibition from any US person, whether it's an individual or a company, to provide service to us. We live like in the 90s, where we didn't have all these tools.
In November 2024, Judge Guillou and 2 others on a panel found there were reasonable grounds that Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and a Hamas commander Mohammed Deif bore criminal responsibility for alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity committed from October 2023 to May 2024. The ICC accused Netanyahu and Gallant of the war crime of starvation as a method of warfare and the crimes against humanity of murder, persecution, and other inhumane acts. US President Donald Trump said the court had abused its power by issuing arrest warrants for Netanyahu and Gallant because Israel is not a member of the ICC and therefore the court has no jurisdiction. Trump also said it could set a dangerous precedent that could expose members of the US military to possible arrest.
When I joined the court, I knew that it was not going to be easy. I knew that my personal life could be affected because we are an institution that can be contested by some actors all around the planet. When you attack the institutions that are supposed to protect the weakest on this planet, you reinforce the law of the strongest and the law of the richest to the detriment of the law, full stop.
Judge Guillou says he's adapted to living like it's the 90s.
The beauty of being older than the younger generation is that you lived in a time where the tools that we have today didn't exist. I was a student in the 90s. There was no cell phone. There was no internet. I was perfectly happy.
This ICC judge.
So now it makes a little clearer to you why they're doing that, because they don't want to be picked on. They really don't. They don't want them to come after them because they did starve those individuals. Those individuals were starved and for war crimes. Katie is saying, I was saying people like Rubio and Dump administration should. Anybody else? It was kind of cut off, Katie. Whatever you were saying.
She
Should
said,
all be tired there?
no, she was saying that they're trying to destroy it because The Hague is where they would be tried. You know, if anyone ever made a complaint against them, the same way that I think it was South Africa or an African nation, I believe, that brought in the charges for Bibi Netanyahu. You know, they made a complaint to the ICC, and then the ICC brought the charges. And I think that is what they're afraid of. Not only because they're just trying to protect Bibi Netanyahu, but I think they're also trying to protect themselves from future warrants being put out for them.
Right, but
we go hard for pedophiles and criminals over here. All of a sudden, we just protecting them all.
But they're also going after all these judges, and they're going after countries to sanction those countries if they stand up with the judges. It's all a mess. It is all a mess.
Corruption, like you said, at the highest levels, and it's blatant, it's in your face. They don't even care. And that's what just frustrates me because they're like, I'm untouchable. Nobody's going to get me. And that's another reason why they don't want the Hague.
Yes, yes. It's corruption and it's intimidation, almost mafia style.
Intimidation.
Hmm.
Yes. We the
That's
big
the key
bully in the
word.
West.
Yeah, that's the key word. Well, we'll cut off your food supply. We'll cut off this if you go with, you know, the courts.
Right.
ICC, there's more in this space. Please watch it. Please don't get it twisted. It will affect us. It will. All right. With that said, we are almost at the top of the hour. Did you hit that like? Did you subscribe? Without you guys, we can't move forward. Lizzie, what you have to say? Somebody go ahead and read what Lizzie is saying.
She said,
Our
"Our
administration.
go ahead, go ahead, Anitra, go ahead."
You all right? Our administration takes note um, since they are already trying to deceive us in every way they can.
Deprive
Deprive.
us.
Oh, sorry, deprive. I can't see them old lady eyes. Deprive of us everything they can. And that's exactly what it is, deprive. Poison
Hmm.
our food, take our health care, keep all the criminals out, protect the rich, forget the poor. I mean, goodness gracious. It's like a bad Netflix movie if
It
it
really,
wasn't real.
it
Yeah.
really is a bad Netflix money.
But I'm going to say this
Mm.
the Hig outfits, I kind of like them. I'm just going to put that on there in case they need a new model or something.
Which one?
The outfits they wear at the Hague with the little tie, you put the little outfit on with the robe
Oh,
and the little tie. I want one of them.
I hear
You know,
you.
I'm crazy, but I need me a little outfit.
I feel you on that. I feel you. All right. Well, with that said, what time is it? We're at the top of the hour,
Hmm.
and we definitely got to bring this one in. So we're going to transition over to our history piece of this. The reason why we do history, guys, is to talk about the past so we can remember not to repeat it in the future. If you don't know where you've been, trust and believe you could step back in it
Right.
within a blink of the eye.
Yep.
So here is Momo. Talk to us.
Here we go. We're gonna. His name might be familiar to you. You know, if you've dived a little deeper into Black history than they teach you in school, but no image of this man exists. They were too afraid to draw his face. His name was Denmark Vesey. He was born into slavery around 1767 in the Caribbean. He won a street lottery in 1800, bought his freedom for $600, and spent the next 2 decades trying to free everybody else. He taught himself to read, and he studied the Haitian Revolution obsessively for years. Haiti was the one slave revolt that was successful. And, you know, the Haitian people actually took their island back. He helped to found the Mother Emanuel Church in South Charleston, and he used it for a base of organization. In 1822, he recruited an estimated 9,000 people across Charleston and surrounding plantations. His plan was to take the city, liberate every enslaved person, and sail to Haiti before anyone could retaliate. Of course, he was betrayed, and he was tried, found guilty, and executed. And within a small matter of time after his death, there were sweeping new laws that restricted Black movement, meaning you couldn't gather and things like that. So they were trying to prevent this from happening again. And we do have a video that goes into a little bit more detail for you guys.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at this video and see what went down. Hopefully, it's on the screen. And let's go.
It was the year 1822, and in the city of Charleston, South Carolina, a storm was brewing. The town was built on the backs of enslaved Africans who toiled day and night to support the lavish lifestyle of their white enslavers. But among the enslaved was a free man who dared to challenge the system. His name was Denmark Vesey. Hey folks, I'm Professor Darius. Thank you for watching African Elements. In this video, we'll explore the history of the 1822 rebellion and its impact on the free and enslaved Africans in Charleston, South Carolina. The Denmark Vesey Uprising of 1822 is an essential chapter in the struggle for freedom and equality in the United States. The rebellion was set to take place on the hot summer night of July 14, 1822. The city was on edge, and the white authorities were on high alert, but the rebellion never came to pass. It was uncovered before it can begin, and the leaders were arrested and put on trial. 35 were executed. But the Denmark Vesey Revolt was not just a failed rebellion. It was a call to action, a call for freedom and equality. It was a spark that would ignite the fire of abolitionist movement and the struggle for civil rights that would continue for decades to come. Who was Denmark Vesey? Born into slavery in the Danish West Indies, Denmark Vesey purchased his freedom in 1799 after winning a lottery prize. But his freedom was not enough. Every day he saw the injustices and oppression his enslaved brothers and sisters face, including his wife and children who remained in bondage. He became a leader in the city's African American community and used his position to rally the enslaved people of Charleston. Using the African Methodist Episcopal Church as a platform to organize and recruit, he called for a rebellion that would overthrow the institution of slavery and bring freedom and equality to all. Vesey was profoundly religious, and his faith played a significant role in his motivation to revolt. He believed that slavery was a moral evil and that it was his duty to fight against it. He also believed that God would aid the rebellion's success and that the enslaved people could gain freedom with divine help. The African Methodist Episcopal Church, or AME Church, and spirituality in general were essential ingredients in the revolt. Free and enslaved African Americans in the early 19th century established the AME Church, which provided a space behind closed doors for African Americans to come together, worship, and organize. The AME Church was also a symbol of resistance against the oppression of slavery and white supremacy. It represented the enslaved people's desire for freedom, equality, and self-determination. Denmark Vesey was a member of the AME Church and used it as a platform to organize and recruit the enslaved people to join the rebellion. Many enslaved people who joined were also members of the AME Church and used it as a meeting place to plan the uprising and discuss strategies. In addition to the church, Gullah Jack, also known as Jack Pritchard, was a crucial figure in the planning and execution of the slave revolt. An enslaved African man and skilled blacksmith, Gullah Jack was also a religious leader in the African American community of Charleston. He was a close associate of Denmark Vesey and played a significant role in the planning and recruitment of the enslaved people to join the rebellion. Gullah Jack was known for his ability to speak the Gullah language, a Creole language spoken by enslaved Africans in the coastal area of South Carolina and Georgia. He was also known for his religious fervor and his ability to recruit enslaved people to join the rebellion by appealing to their religious beliefs. The rebellion was planned to take place on July 14, 1822, and it involved hundreds of enslaved people in the Charleston area. However, the rebellion was discovered before it could take place. The aftermath was severe, and the white community in Charleston responded with repression and violence against the African American community. Ultimately, the courts tried and convicted 67 conspirators for their role in the rebellion. Vesey, Gullah Jack, and 33 others were subsequently executed. Their deaths, along with the execution of the other rebellion leaders, served as a warning to other enslaved people against attempting to rebel against their enslavers. As a result of the rebellion, white authorities suppressed the AME Church, and many of its members were arrested, tried, and executed. Although forced underground, the church continued to exist and played an essential role in the abolitionist movement and the struggle for civil rights in the following years. The Denmark Vesey Revolt significantly impacted the abolitionist movement in the United States. The rebellion served as a rallying point for abolitionists who used it to raise awareness about the atrocities of slavery and the need to end the institution. The attempted rebellion clearly indicated the deep-seated desire for freedom among enslaved people, showing that enslaved people were willing to risk their lives to gain their freedom. The uprising and subsequent execution of Vesey and the other leaders served as a powerful symbol of resistance against slavery and white supremacy. The abolitionist movement in the North used the Denmark-Vesey revolt as evidence of the brutal nature of slavery and the need for immediate abolition. The rebellion also led to increased vigilance by white authorities. It heightened the repression of enslaved people and free blacks, which further galvanized abolitionists to demand the immediate abolition of slavery. The rebellion also helped unite different factions of the abolitionist movement, as abolitionists from varying backgrounds came together to demand freedom for enslaved people and an end to slavery. It served as a call to action for abolitionists to work harder to end slavery, and it helped increase the momentum of the abolitionist movement. It played a significant role in the eventual abolition of slavery in the United States. The Denmark-Vesey slave revolt of 1822 serves as a reminder of the ongoing struggle for freedom and equality for all people. Despite its failure, it heightened the determination and bravery of enslaved people to fight for their own freedom and the lengths to which the white community would go to maintain their power and control. I'm Professor.
Wow.
Interesting, huh?
And had to die
Interesting.
for it.
Yeah.
Here
Never
he was
knew
free,
about
and he
it.
came to try to save us, save the rest of them, and he died along with them, with his freedom, and that's courage in action.
Yes. And Emmanuel AME Church, better known, most people know it as the Mother Emmanuel Church. It's still one of, a very popular church, and they show where the location is in South Carolina. And unfortunately, in 2015, there was a hate crime there. That was the one where the 9 parishioners were killed, where they were in a prayer meeting, and they were actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they actually invited the person in to the prayer meeting, and
They did.
subsequently he killed
And he
them all.
prayed with them until he killed them.
Yeah,
Yep.
he prayed,
Yep.
he ate with them, he participated. And so they thought that everything was cool, and then he killed them.
Yep. Yep.
And left one and told her the only reason she was living was to tell the story.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yep. Yep.
Breaks my
And
heart.
yeah, and I mean it's history, it's interesting, but again, it shows you that even though we've progressed so far, tragedies like this are still happening, right?
Right,
So
right.
yeah. And hey, Jazzy, we were hoping
I
that
know.
you
I'm sorry, my face was like,
yeah,
hey.
good to see her. Good to see her. Thank you, Lori, for reaching out to her for us.
Absolutely. Thank you. Hey, Jazzy
Yes,
Renee,
thank you.
Angry Army vet, you still late? Where are you? But if you
There,
haven't done so, please
Jamie.
like and subscribe. Guess what? We're
Got
going to
Jazzy, Jamie, and Jamina right back to back.
we're going into the best part of tonight's show. You know who we got to go to? Miss A, Andrea.
yes, yes.
Hey, hey.
So, Miss Andrea, won't you set up your show for tonight that you're about to
Well, some of the
share?
things that we talk about are always so heavy that I always need something to laugh about to keep me going. And this is the first one, just a little short, a little cartoon for you. And I don't want to, talk too much about it because it's that short.
Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and play it.
But now, these days, too many damn cameras.
Get it started over.
When I was a boy, you could walk into a grocery store with $2 in your pocket and walk out with a loaf of bread, a dozen eggs, even a little butter. But now, these days, too many damn cameras. When I was
That is so damn true. I
Okay,
like
a
that.
whole outfit.
That is so damn true. I
When I
tell
hear about
you,
people's parents that used to steal and stuff, I was like, y'all are not gonna make it in 2026.
Absolutely not. Miss
It's
Andrea,
a
we needed
wrap.
that one for a smile. Well,
And moving right along, then we go into talking about the real world again. And Tyler Perry, we have Tyler Perry for you saying they're trying to erase our footprints. And he gives us a little insight on things we should be doing. We got to work together or it won't work. So whenever you're ready for Tyler Perry. And like and subscribe. We need all those
Removing our
subscriptions we can
names
get
from
and all the
government
likes.
buildings is as if someone wants to erase our footprints. Because what we need to, I want to talk to you about this thing that is happening in this country, and I want you to pay attention to it. Don't miss this. They are removing our books from libraries. They are removing our stories and our history. They are removing our names from government buildings. It's as if someone wants to erase our footprints. Because what we need to understand is that if our children don't know our history, they won't know our power. But the truth of the matter, it's impossible to erase our footprints because we left them on water. What I mean by that is, we were snatched from our homeland, brought across the ocean, and left footprints all the way to America. When they tried to silence a king named King to keep his voice down, it still echoes through generations to generations to generations, because you cannot erase our footprints. They literally took the jewels out of the crowns in our crowns in Africa, put them in their own crowns and in their museums, trying to erase our history, but yet and still, we still rise as kings and queens. They went into Tulsa, Oklahoma, and tried to burn down Black Wall Street, but yes, we are still building businesses, making our way, building companies, becoming CEOs, because we are still building, still leaving footprints. So this is not the time to be silent. This is not the time to give up. This is the time to dig in and keep leaving footprints everywhere you go. I can tell you this, I have made more Black millionaires, hear me when I say this, than any studio in this city combined, because I'm making footprints. So I don't care if you're struggling, if you're trying to make it, you're trying to build a business. If you have a dream, keep making footprints. Don't let anybody stop you. You can do it. And the last thing I'll say to you is this. Hear me when I say this. Don't let your worry be greater than your faith.
Now that's a word. That is a word.
That is
This,
a word.
I know this has been hard, and I know it's going to be harder after January. And as Anitra was saying, unless we get out and vote for things that make our lives better, not voting for someone to give us a $2 check. And really, he didn't give it to us. He just put his name on the check just to make you think he gave it to us. We need to have better politicians in office. We need to have better people. We need to teach our young. We need to care for our old. We have to watch out for everyone. We need each other. We need to leave our footprint.
So on that note, the Triple A's and Miss M, we're leaving our footprints. We do this because we want you to know so many of us have walked the walk, and now we're trying to talk the talk. Andrea bring us the heavies. Miss M bring us history. Miss Anitra tried to give us the medical term, and I'm just overall trying to make sure you guys show up and be a part of something beautiful. Here is our footprints. Ride with us, please. Your next one up, Andrea.
Well, the next one up is this gentleman that's speaking truth from his perspective. So if you could excuse the language, it's something we need to hear again.
Absolutely. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you didn't do so, please take the time to do it now.
Completely discards black lives unless they're on the suspect list. Let a little white kid go missing in a group of black people, and the whole motherfucking FBI and CIA gonna be on top of it. But since it's black kids going missing around white folks, no one has a clue. The police don't know shit. The friends don't know shit. Nobody knows shit. The justice system completely discards black lives unless they're on a suspect list. Let a little white kid go missing in a group of black people, and the whole motherfucking FBI and CIA gonna be on top of it. But since it's black kids going missing around white folks, no one has a clue. The police don't know shit. The friends don't know shit. Nobody knows shit.
Had to play it. Had to play it again.
We're up,
Nobody knows itch.
I ain't seen nothing. I ain't done. Somebody saw something.
That's
It
a
ain't that
up
powerful
to
big.
video.
yeah, we're up to $125,000 thus far for anyone having information leading to the conviction and arrest of the perpetrator, whoever did this. I don't believe he was out on that island and nobody saw him. Nobody saw him. Nobody didn't see this black kid with three other white kids. They saw him. And Monique has the telephone number. Don't you have to tell? Do you still have a telephone number?
It's
It's going across the
scrolling
screen.
now. The tip line.
Okay, I can't see it. Okay. So if you got any information, if you know anybody that has information, we need to find out what happened to Nolan. Why did they come all the way back from what island was that?
Horn.
Horn.
Horn Island. And they kept his telephone. Why did they erase information? Why did he have on blue shorts, but when he showed up on the coast, he had on black shorts?
Mm. Ooh, I didn't even know that. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I've been
Wait a minute.
seeing some stuff.
Rewind. Come again.
Yeah. Why I didn't understand that. He had on blue shorts, had on blue denim shorts, but when he came up on the coast, he had on black shorts. None of this, no phone, no erasing phone numbers, not calling the parents and say, we don't have you. Why would he give them his car keys?
I do believe that that's a big deal. And I think part of it is that he left the car keys, but this is my thing at the house if they was on the Xbox, let's say. But this is just my theory. If, even if he said he was going to stay, let's say he did, like you said, why wouldn't you take your phone and move it to the boat that you coming home on? And then my thing is, once you get back to shore, how you getting home? How you getting back to your car and your buddies? And are they going to be awake? So there's a lot that right there draws a lot of
And his girlfriend name was
tomfoolery.
was Katie. His girlfriend name was Katie, and they said they only, talked briefly. They said
That
she
was his
didn't stay
friend
on the
girl,
island.
not girlfriend.
They said his, when I say girl, just a girlfriend, and then he left. I mean, then she left on a boat. How was he gonna get back? Swim? I've asked that question. How is he getting back? His friends left, then she left. It is not making any sense.
Yeah, there's still just so many questions. And as a mother, I couldn't imagine laying my child to rest, not knowing exactly what happened to him. That is the biggest thing. And that's why I'm so glad that people are stepping forward and offering their assistance, just to try to get the parents answers, not, jumping to conclusions about somebody did this, somebody did that. They just want to know what happened to their baby. And I can understand that.
And that funeral yesterday, God bless them all. It was the saddest, loveliest little thing. I mean, But we still don't know what happened to Nolan or many other children for that matter. So if you're in your neighborhood, you know something, Nolan Wells, anyway, Cleophas Davis, whoever you know, speak up because people need answers where their children are, family members, and what happened to them.
Yeah. And just to answer your question, Katie, because I've swam in ocean water, I've swam in river water, I've swam in swimming pools, and it's very, very different. If you're in river water, especially, those currents can come and get you. You can be a very strong swimmer and just be helpless against a current that decides it wants to pull you down under. I actually experienced that.
A
I was
riptide.
at, yeah, I was at a river and it almost seemed like something was pulling on my leg. It was pulling me down. And I had to have the wherewithal to relax my entire body so I would float up instead of fighting and trying to resist it. But it's very different swimming in live water as opposed to a swimming pool or even a beach.
My paternal grandfather drowned at 34 years old, they were fishing, and somebody got caught in a little bit of a riptide slash whirlpool, and it was them and one armed guy, and the one armed guy let them go in, of course, because he had one arm Willie, and one arm Willie made it, but everybody else passed away. He died saving a friend.
Mm.
And my mama to this day can barely get her toe in the water. She barely taking a bath. A shower is about it because she's frightened of it. But it's a scary thing. And to know that you're with people, got to be more careful about who they're hanging with too, and make sure people are on your side. I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying it's food for thought.
Please, if you have any information about the Nolan Wells, the number is 228 769 3063. That is the Nolan Wells tip line. I'll say it again, 228 769 3063. Please reach out. Even if you have a photo that day that you was taking a picture of somebody else, you never know what was happening in the background. Please do so. We truly, truly need answers on this, and we're just looking out. Sad, it is a real sad state of affairs. But Miss Andrea is not finished. She has one in the pocket. So go ahead, Miss A.
Well, this is another public service announcement, and Jennifer Lewis is going all over the country trying to get people motivated to do the right thing. And her, like Tyler Perry, I'm glad to see him out there. It brings a smile to my face. We need people that lead the way. We need young people to give us some rest, but we need the older people and their information.
Classroom that little 6-year-old Ruby Bridges sat in alone because white parents did not want their children to sit next to her. They also had an exhibit of Emmett Till here. And I had written a song a while back about how we're going to need warriors right now. We need warriors because those are two figures from the civil rights movement who we need to honor. I'm screaming Emmett Till and little Ruby Bridges out loud. I am screaming Emmett Till and little Ruby Bridges out loud. I am screaming Emmett Till and little Ruby Bridges out loud. I hope we all make them proud. I I hope everybody in the world makes them proud.
Well, let's go ahead and have a old-fashioned hymn. Let's do this. Powerful. Powerful. Let's go ahead and scream that out. Well, now we're going to add Nolan to it because we don't know what happened. We
Don't
need
know
to
what
know.
happened.
We need to know. We need to definitely know. But on the other side of that coin, Thursday, please make sure you stay with us and join us Thursday. Like and subscribe. The only way we could stay on, we need your subscription. We need your thumbs up. So please, please, please. I
And
remember
don't
that.
forget to hype us up. Hype us up. I hype us up.
All
And
right.
praise Jennifer Lewis. I love her. That's a
I do
strong
too.
woman, and she's older, and she can do like an aerial flip and land in the splits. So I ain't got nothing to say to Miss Lewis. She's amazing.
On Saturday, we did talk about the following. So I'm going to bring it back so we could finish smiling because Andrea always says, let's go out with a smile. So let's finish.
Most beautiful person in your house.
My
I can't.
cat, Luna.
Not your mom or your dad.
No, Dad is currently obsessed with Mom's face, and I'm just an unpaid intern who doesn't get hugs.
Who has the biggest secret in your family?
Grandpa, he has a girlfriend. He calls her at the pharmacy. He talks for an hour. She gives him pills for his heart.
Do you listen to your parents?
Yes.
All the time.
Only when Mommy says, "Don't make me come over there."
Did you get money for your birthday?
Yes, I got $100.
Wow. You buy lots of toys?
No, Mommy says she will keep it safe for me.
So where is the money
I
now?
don't know, but she bought a new Gucci bag yesterday.
Who's the best cook in your family?
Mommy. But Daddy said Grandpa barbecue is better. He said it at Grandpa's house.
Oh yeah? What'd you figure out?
In every house, Mom makes the rules. Dad doesn't play the rules.
What?
That means Mom is a government and Dad is customer service.
You are too much. That is so good.
Who gets in trouble most at your house?
Grandma.
What's your favorite thing your mum cooks?
This is difficult question. Mom is cooking, it has potential. But last Tuesday, she said she made fromage de tête. I found the packaging from Tesco. This is not fromage de tête. This is lies.
Does mommy always hear daddy when he's talking to her?
No, Mommy has a spam filter for Daddy's voice.
A spam filter? How does that work?
It stays on silent mode until Daddy says the word shopping or chocolate, then her Wi-Fi connects immediately. I told my mom that I won't help her clean the dishes after dinner anymore.
Why not?
It's illegal.
Illegal?
Yes, I heard Trump said it's illegal for men to compete in women's sports.
Will you get married someday?
No,
Why not?
I already have problems. Daddy said don't marry if you want peace.
What is the biggest rule in your house?
Nobody's allowed to talk about the ice cream truck.
We asked this little man one question, and I promise you, his family will never be the same after today. Okay, sweetheart, who gets in trouble more at your house, mommy or daddy?
Daddy, everything.
Who is your favorite person in the whole house?
Grandpa,
Yeah? And why is grandpa your favorite?
because Grandpa lets me stay up late. And he says it was Daddy's idea.
Daddy, who is the sneakiest person in your whole family?
Daddy, he has a secret phone. He calls it work. He smiles at it. Mommy never smiles at work.
What's the funniest thing mommy does on her phone?
she goes into influencer mode.
Influencer mode? What does that mean?
She takes a picture of her cold coffee and tells her friends she's blessed.
Does your dad take care of your health?
Yes, my daddy says snacks are not good for health, and then he eats all my snacks.
Do you listen to your parents?
Yes,
Oh, really? You are a good boy.
I listen, but I don't follow instructions.
Who gets away with everything in your house?
My brother. He breaks stuff, blames the cat, and the cat doesn't even live here.
What's your big invention idea?
I made a robot. It cleans my room. It's Mom. I put an apron on her. I give her cookies. She cleans. I call her robot Mom.
Do you do your homework every night?
My dad does it.
Your dad does your homework?
Yeah. But please don't tell my teacher.
All right, superstar. What's your very favorite thing about your baby brother?
He can't tell on me yet.
I like the way you think.
Are you a smart girl?
Yes.
How do you know?
My mommy said so, and she is always right.
Do you have more energy than mommy and daddy?
Yes, they are older versions.
Older versions, what happens to them?
By 7 o'clock, they both go into low power mode. They just sit on the sofa and stare at the wall while their brains are buffering.
Who is the boss at home?
Daddy.
Daddy is boss?
Yes, but mommy is manager in the house.
Tell me, between money and brain, which one would you choose?
Out in money.
Oh, you're funny! I would choose brain.
Yeah, people only choose what they need and don't have.
All right, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Who does daddy listen to?
Mommy.
Oh, okay. And when daddy doesn't listen?
He listens later.
Not later.
Fair enough. Is mommy fast at getting ready?
We wait a very long time.
Really? What does she say?
She yells, I'm putting my shoes on right now. I took a whole nap by the door.
When you and your sister have a debate, who usually wins?
She does, technically.
Technically, why?
Because her volume level is at 100% while her logic is still buffering.
Oh my God, that is fantastic.
The things they can do now, boy,
Yes.
I tell you.
Boy, I tell you, these kids. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We always will try to leave you with something. And tonight's word of the day is mirror, mirror on the wall. I'll always get up after I fall. And whether I run, walk, or crawl, God will carry me through it all. Please remember
Amen.
that. Please remember that. No matter how many times you fall, you'll get up. You can run, walk, or crawl, but God's going to see you through it all. All right? With that said, let's close out. Miss M.
Well, all I can say is don't give up hope. Don't be disparaged. Prayers for Nolan's family. Big hugs for his mom and dad. They're going through a lot, but we just need to all come together and do what's best for us, for the country.
That's right.
Anitra.
Well, I got a lot on my mind this month, but the main thing is I want to tell people, remember, you're going to mess up, you're going to make mistakes. You can always recover as long as it's nothing too major. And remember, you are more than a sum total of your failures, and you're greater than you know, and that you're loved by us and other people. So your value, even if you don't know it, is very powerful just to have your presence. And thank you for existing.
Andrea.
It's okay to take a break sometime. It's okay to take a step back.
Ooh, powerful. All right. And with that said, On behalf of the AAA's plus M, we thank you. We hope that you liked and subscribe and leave a comment. If you want to see something better on the show, you want to see something that we're not targeting, please let us know in the comments section. With that said, good night, everyone.
Thank you.